Good evening, welcome back to Linnets TV. Me, Sam Phillips, and I'm joined by Uncle Manager Calum McIntyre. Cal, thanks for joining us. A frustrating 1-1 really on the road, but still a good point on the road. How do you feel?
It means we've hit a points target over the last 6 games. Got a lot of points towards that points target early doors in the first 3. And then obviously a loss, a win and a draw over the second 3 games of that 6. Frustrating. I think we've created enough chances to win the game, but have also threatened to let the opposition win the game. And I think the goal against and some of the opportunities we opened up for the opposition are not like us and not what we've been pretty consistently. But I said to you very early doors in the season, the Tuesday night games are hard, particularly on the back of the Saturday, the travelling Saturday to Tuesday, particularly when it's games that have been off and ultimately disrupt the fixture list. So satisfied with our performance. I think whether it's a good point, we'll have to reflect on that over the coming games. But for us, we can control performance. We can't control everything in the big moments in either box. And I think in terms of the opposition box, we've got to do better than we have in the last 3 games. I think the amount of chances and the quality of chances we've created in those games, we've got to do more with. Equally, we've got to understand that teams will do everything they can to restrict us. I thought Colne did that and worked tirelessly to get men behind the ball and occupy spaces. And equally, you rely on the other team, the third team in the game, to do stuff right in the key moments. But one thing I've learned in this job, I'll watch that back before I comment on the third team in the game and whether there should be a red card early doors and whether there should be a red card at the end. If there is the cause for that, I have no doubt that I'll receive a phone call and an apology and we'll go through the same rigmarole, whereas it's very frustrating. So I certainly hope that the officials have got those right, and I'll be looking at that certainly later on.
Now we move from one tough game to another on Saturday, taking on league leaders Workington. How do we look ahead to that one, taking what we've seen tonight?
It's a free hit, Workington, I think for every club in the division, bar the 2 or 3 big hitters. And that isn't league position, that is the quality of player that they can produce, that they can go and sign and that they can leave out of their squad is unbelievable. The resources, the size of the club, they're having a brilliant season. When it looked like Marine had ran away with it, Workington have plugged away. So there'll be no expectation on paper. I think Workington will be looking at it as a bit of a freebie for them and just an opportunity to go and get the 3 points and move on. We'll be doing everything we can to restrict them. And look, in those type of games all season against those opposition, I think that's got the best out of us. So nothing from tonight really applies for Saturday. Very different game, a home game, but it's a Workington side that are threatening to steamroller certainly that last quarter of the season. So look, we'll be setting up in a certain way. We'll do everything we can. We lose 2 to injury tonight, which again becomes very, very, I said to you on Saturday, it's typical that we just lose bodies. So we aren't looking at the Workington game as anything other than what can we get from it. But once again, we'll look at the next 6 to 7 games, we'll set ourselves a points target and we'll go after it. It's important we're not too reactive after each result. So Saturday's a brilliant feeling to win a game. Tonight, when we don't win, I'm the worst in the world for being frustrated. But we move on to the next game and see what we can get.
Perfect. Well, thanks for joining us, Calum. We'll speak to you again on Saturday.
Brilliant.